On the evening of August 27th, 2025, the world of K-pop was once again thrown into chaos. It all began with a short, seemingly harmless TikTok video uploaded by actress Da-eun. In the clip, Song could be seen waiting casually in front of an elevator. The seconds ticked by, and then, as the door slid open, a familiar figure emerged, Jimin of BTS. What happened next was not dramatic. Jimin simply walked past. There was no conversation, no hand-holding, no obvious sign of romance. Yet the power of context and the history between these two names was enough to spark a storm. Within minutes, the video spread across TikTok, Twitter, X, and Instagram. By midnight, it had been watched over 10 million times and discussed in thousands of online forums. To outsiders, it may seem absurd. A brief elevator clip, nothing more. But to ARMY, to the media, and to a world obsessed with every movement of the global superstars known as BTS, this was something much bigger. This was a story about privacy, loyalty, fame, and the never-ending hunger for answers. This is not the first time Jimin's name has been tied to Song Da-eun. In fact, their connection has been whispered about for years. Back in 2019, Song Da-eun rose to modest fame through the dating show Heart Signal. Later, she began building a small but loyal fan base as an actress. In 2022, however, her name became linked to BTS's Jimin after eagle-eyed fans noticed curious overlaps in their online activity. From similar Instagram filters to suspiciously timed location tags, rumors of a secret relationship began to swirl. At the time, both sides remained silent. Big Hit Music, Jimin's agency, ignored the speculation, and Song Da-eun never publicly acknowledged the gossip. For many, the lack of denial felt like confirmation. For others, it was simply a baseless internet theory. But one thing was certain, the whispers never completely went away. And now, in 2025, a single elevator video has breathed new life into them. The moment the video spread, ARMY mobilized. Around the globe, fans voiced their frustration. Some directed their anger at Song Da-eun, accusing her of deliberately provoking Jimin's fans for attention. Others felt betrayed, worried that Jimin's privacy had been invaded. The hashtags #ProtectJimin, #RespectHisPrivacy, and #LeaveJiminAlone trended worldwide on Twitter within hours. Many fans insisted that whether Jimin is dating or not, it is no one's business but his own. Others took a harsher stance, calling out Song Da-eun's controversial past, which included alleged ties to the Burning Sun scandal, a dark chapter in K-pop's history. Yet not all ARMY reacted with anger. A smaller but vocal group expressed support for Jimin, saying that if he truly is in a relationship, he deserves happiness just like anyone else. He's 30 years old now. He's a human, not a machine. If Jimin is dating, we should be happy for him, one fan wrote on Weavers. The divide within the fandom was clear. Protect his privacy at all costs, or accept the possibility of romance and move forward. Perhaps the most deafening part of this entire story is the silence. Big Hit Music, HYBE, the agency behind BTS, has said nothing. For years, Big Hit has been known for their strategy of ignoring dating rumors rather than fueling them with official responses. By staying quiet, they often allow the news cycle to move on. But in Jimin's case, the silence has only made things worse. Fans argue that the company should step in, not to confirm or deny the relationship, but to protect Jimin from what they call malicious attacks online. Others believe the silence is deliberate, meant to keep the spotlight off personal drama as BTS prepares for their long-awaited comeback in 2026. Whatever the reason, the lack of response has created an atmosphere of uncertainty. And in the world of celebrity culture, uncertainty is the perfect breeding ground for speculation. One of the biggest questions surrounding this viral clip is intent. Was this an innocent coincidence or a calculated move? In the video, Song Da-eun appears casual, leaning slightly against the elevator wall. But to fans, nothing in the life of an idol is ever just casual. The moment Jimin appears, the camera seems to be positioned at the perfect angle, clear enough to recognize his face, yet subtle enough to feel like a caught-in-the-moment encounter. Skeptics argue that the video was staged. Why would she post it if she didn't want people to notice Jimin? Asked one viral tweet, receiving over 100,000 likes. Others believe it may have been unintentional, a simple recording of her daily life that accidentally caught one of the most famous men in the world on camera. But here lies the problem. When you are BTS's Jimin, nothing is ever accidental. Every second of footage, every background reflection, every tiny movement becomes evidence for fans and critics alike. To fully understand the backlash, one must look at Song Da-eun's history. She is not just any actress. For years, her name has been whispered in association with scandals that rocked the entertainment industry. She was rumored to have worked in a bar linked to Seungri of Big Bang, who was infamously convicted in the Burning Sun scandal. While Song Da-eun was never formally charged with anything, the mere association was enough to tarnish her image. This is why many ARMY view her connection to Jimin as dangerous. "We don't want Jimin dragged into messy scandals," one fan wrote on an online forum. "He is too precious, too respected to be linked with someone from that past." Others, however, see the backlash as unfair. She's an actress. She has her own life. Why must her entire identity be tied to old rumors? Another fan commented. The debate is heated, with one side painting her as a manipulator and the other defending her as a victim of relentless online harassment. Within hours of the clip surfacing, Korean news outlets picked up the story. But it didn't stop there. The rumor quickly spread to Japan, China, the United States, and Europe. Major outlets like Hindustan Times, Times of India, and Straits Times published articles dissecting the rumor, while YouTube channels racked up millions of views analyzing the 10-second video frame by frame. International fans translated Korean comments, scrutinized Song Da-eun's past social media posts, and even compared the interior design of her apartment to Jimin's rumored home in Hanam-dong. The obsession was intense, showing once again the unique power BTS holds in the global spotlight. In a way, the media coverage wasn't really about whether Jimin is dating or not. It was about the cultural weight of the possibility. A BTS member dating is not just gossip, it's international news. Perhaps what makes the situation even more explosive is the timing. BTS has only just reunited after years of military service. Their agency HYBE has announced a new album and a world tour in 2026, a moment fans have been waiting for since the group's hiatus in 2022. For ARMY, this was supposed to be a time of celebration, a moment to look forward to the future of BTS. Instead, the spotlight has shifted to a dating controversy involving Jimin. Some fans fear this rumor will be used by antis and rival fandoms to overshadow BTS's comeback momentum. Others believe HYBE will remain silent, hoping the noise dies down before promotional campaigns begin. But if history has taught anything, it is this. Jimin's name alone will keep the rumor alive for weeks, maybe months. The question everyone is asking now is simple. Will Jimin speak out, or will silence remain his only response? So far, Jimin has remained completely silent. No statement, no clarification, not even a subtle hint through Weaver's posts or live streams. And in the world of K-pop, silence is louder than words. To some ARMY, his quietness is a shield. They argue that Jimin doesn't owe anyone explanations about his personal life. He's a grown man. He doesn't need to justify who he's seen with, one fan tweeted. But for others, the lack of response is frustrating. Rumors grow stronger in silence. Every day without a statement allows tabloids, bloggers, and anti-fans to twist the narrative further. Is his silence proof that the rumor is real? Or is it just HYBE's standard playbook? Ignore, stay calm, let the storm pass. The answer is uncertain. But one thing is clear. The longer Jimin says nothing, the louder the world speculates. While the rumors spread like wildfire, ARMY has launched a counterattack. Across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, hashtags like #ProtectJimin and Leave Jimin Alone trended worldwide. Fans are posting clips of Jimin's past interviews where he spoke about trust, loyalty, and his dedication to ARMY. Some fans have even turned the tables on Song Da-eun, accusing her of using Jimin's name to revive her own career. They claim her sudden visibility online through lives, Q&A posts, and subtle hints is suspiciously timed with BTS's anticipated comeback season. Others, however, caution against bullying. Protect Jimin, yes, but don't attack her. That just fuels more headlines, one ARMY post read, gaining thousands of retweets. In this battle, ARMY is not just defending Jimin, they're also trying to control the narrative before the media twists it further.